What's going on, guys? Niko here, and in this video, I'm going to be breaking down the 5 different types of arpeggiation. Now, all arpeggiation is a series of notes that get played over and over again. Now, here's one of the types of arpeggiation I'm going to be showing you in this video. So that's only one of the types of arpeggiation, and I'm going to be breaking down 5 of them. So make sure you guys stay through till the very end of this video so you can get all these arpeggiations and use them in your productions and your songwriting sessions. So with that being said, let's get to work. Before we jump in, I want to quickly announce that I'm giving away a free piano lesson. So if you're interested in working with me one-on-one, comment down below piano mastery, and I'll be selecting one winner from the comment section every week. Additionally, if you are a music producer, make sure you check out the free MIDI packs down below. I've taken chord progressions from some of the most popular songs in the world and put them into different artist pack series. With that being said, let's jump on the piano now and get started with the lesson. All right, so the first ARP we're going to be going over is the ARP Heaven, and it sounds like this. And what makes it so great is that you can play almost any chord with ARP Heaven and it's going to sound good. So ARP Heaven, all it is you're taking the first note in the key of whatever key you're in, and you're taking the 5th. So we're playing in the key of C here. We're using all the white keys, and we are arpeggiating, just playing on repeat the 1st and the 5th and then up. So it's a power octave chord because it's a power chord. Like in guitar, you have power chords if you play guitar, and then we just add the octave. And the reason why this sounds good is because the 1st and the 5th normally sound great with everything in the key you're playing in. So I'll just show you an example of what we can do with this now with the simple chord progression: A minor, F, C, and G, right? So here we go. And if you listen to all the chords. It sounds really good. Now, what you can do further from here, let's say you're producing this out and you're recording this into your DAW, or you're drawing in the notes, or playing it, you can just change the top note and create melodies with it. And that's something that I've been doing for such a long time. So basically, I'm just gonna play along here and you'll see. So the cool thing is, like, if you don't have the hands to fully stretch up, that's totally fine. I only got good at this more recently when I discovered this ARP Heaven that I've named it because it sounds like heaven. What happens is, or at least what I think sounds like heaven, you go down and you use your ring finger to play this B and the middle finger to play the A. And if your hands aren't that strong on the piano, it'll feel a little bit uncomfortable at first. But after you practice going up and down, it'll start to feel easier. And you can just mess around with different chords. And if you have my MIDI pack, you can start throwing in different chords in there too. And it just sounds good. So one thing to note, guys, is that, and I have a video on major and minor scales, literally all of C repeats over and over and over again and over again. Every single octave, it goes up and up. And the relative minor is the 6th, right? So the 6th in this key is going to be A. Now, you can also use this as ARP Heaven, but it's not, it still will sound very good, but it will sound a bit more minorish and a bit more dark. So I will show you an example. And it's really cool because you now have 2 ARP Heavens to go to. This is the one that I commonly use because it's more of a happier tone. It sounds more like ARP Heaven. This one can be a bit more dramatic. And all you're doing, again, is you're playing a power octave chord and arpeggiating it back and forth. And you could mess around with different power octave chord arpeggiations, like... and it may sound good, right? So this is really, this one right here sounds good with, it just, I'll play you one more example and you guys can try this out yourselves. sounds like we're in like some cinematic movie, right? And that's what a lot of the cinematic composers use. But if you use this in like dance music or pop or R&B, you'll definitely stand out. So that's the first ARP. It's ARP Heaven. It's by far my favorite one, but don't stop the video here because we're gonna get into a lot better ARPs, and the last one is actually my favorite ARP to use now, including ARP Heaven. They're tied. So the back and forth ARP, this one Mozart uses and Elenium uses, and it goes like this. You take a basic chord, and there's different variations to this, but what you do is it's literally the name that I called it, the back and forth ARP. So you just play the notes back and forth. And these are great because it can create a nice atmosphere behind your song, because you have, a lot of times when we're producing music, we have an automatic arpeggiation, but what's really cool when you play it, you can actually see it live and it makes sense what's going on. So you can arpeggiate back and forth. You can arpeggiate the third and the fifth, or you can arpeggiate and you can come up with unique ideas. And a lot of the melodies that people come up with, they're actually figuring these out by arpeggiating 7th chords and 9th chords and different types of chords, right? So that is the second kind of arpeggiation that you can use, and this is called the back and forth. Now we have another arpeggiation that I call the rolling ARP, and it goes along with the name. When we're playing piano, we normally do this with our left hand, and this is the one I'm comfortable with. So what I just did there is I took a cluster chord, an A minor cluster chord, and if you don't know what that is, check out the PDF piano cheat codes down below. It has all the chord strategies. So what we did is we basically took the A, made it up, jumped it up an octave, and then we took these two notes right here and we moved them up. So we rolled this out. And these sound great in the introduction of a song. Let's say you have a song that you're making and has a singer or a violinist solo. Instead of just having chords, you can arpeggiate these out, and you can arpeggiate just the chord. So maybe you jump your C up an octave and you play the power octave here. Now, a lot of the most popular songs in the world used rolling ARPs. And actually, I want to jump back. If you think about this song, that's a back and forth ARP. It's also kind of rolling because you're going up and not back sometimes. But anyway, the rolling ARP, again, you could take a power chord, a power octave chord, use that third from the minor chord and roll it out. Or you could take that cluster chord, make it even more, beautiful and make it more tense. And I'm going to be making more videos on all these different types of ARPs, different things that you can do. This is just to get your creative process going, because when you understand how to use these 5 ARPs, you'll break through creative ruts. And that's what I want for you guys. I don't want you guys struggling all day trying to figure something out. Take a chord, make it a power octave chord, or make it a full chord, make it a cluster full chord, whatever you want to use, and then just ARP it out. And then when you ARP stuff out, some melodies, ideas come to you on the piano. This is something that Avicii commonly did as well. All right, so the fourth ARP is what I call a triplet ARP. And what we're going to do is we're going to take 2 chords. We're going to take a C chord, and we're going to take an A minor chord. So this C chord, what I want to do is I want to jump this up an octave. So we're going to be arpeggiating this chord. Now the triplet ARPs are a bit unique because they have a different rhythm behind it. And this is a tricky one to play, and it may take some time to understand. But if you're quantizing music in Logic, Ableton, whatever it may be, there's an option to do triplets. Now this is all it really is. Instead of just playing, it goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. In slow-mo, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's a unique rhythm pattern that if you introduce into your music, it definitely stands out because most people don't really understand how to do it. But what I like doing with these triplets is I like playing the chords. So the first chord I showed you, this is the first inversion of a C major chord. We took the C major chord, jumped the C up an octave, and we arpeggiated. What did I just do there? Well, I took our A minor chord and jumped the A minor up an octave, and then jumped the C up an octave. So basically all I'm doing is changing one note, and I'm arpeggiating triplets of these. That's an F major chord. And you could arpeggiate this rhythm, this triplets rhythm, and you can have a singer singing in the background. Now, something that I suggest, I've worked with vocalists before, they may struggle singing along with the triplet. So just play common chords, and then after they sing, you can add in the momentum, and it may sound good. But again, it's just something to change your game up a little bit from just the simple chords and the simple arpeggiations that you've been using. Now, this last one is absolutely fantastic, and I'll show you what it is. This is called the root note arpeggiation. Now, the name, I probably should name it something a little bit different, but for now, this is the name I'm going with. What it is you find a root note and you arpeggiate back and forth. So I wrote a song that should be coming out soon, and it sounds like this. I'll play it down here. So what I did is I took my chord in my left hand and picked a note that I would arpeggiate to. It'd be my home bass in my right hand. So if you listen now, what I'm going to do, you'll see what this root arpeggiation can do. I'm stretching my hand out, I'm playing some pretty crazy chords over here, but what I'm doing is, I know I have my first chord is going to be an F major chord, so I can pick a note in this chord that I root arpeggiate to. So what I'm doing is, I'm playing an F chord, I like the C, what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to mess around. Now, the chords that I'm playing, like this G chord right here, I chose a G sus4 chord. And again, you could come up with some crazy ideas once you get these chords down. But what this root arpeggiation does is it allows you to play stuff like, see this? That's Fade Into Darkness by Avicii, guys. He used root arpeggiation to basically come up with his main melody there. And I've used root arpeggiation for other songs as well, like... I forget the exact song and the way I wrote it, but you see how going back... And this really can just dramatically change your songwriting. And this is something that a lot of the best songwriters do in their music. And there's so many more examples of this. But for this video, I wanted to give you 5 different arpeggiations that you guys can use to improve your songwriting. And I believe that I've done my job here. So if you enjoyed this video, if you got some value out of it, like, comment, subscribe down below. And also let me know what else you guys want to learn, because I'm making these tutorials. I'm going all out. I think I'm recording 35 of these today and tomorrow, and then editing all of them for the next few months. Based on feedback that I've gotten from people. So additionally, like I said, if you want to work with me one-on-one for free and go really deep dive into this, comment down below, Piano Mastery. Also check out all the free downloads, free MIDI packs. I'm trying to give as much value as possible because I always know it comes back in return. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time.